How's it going? We got a Week 15 matchup in the snake pit between the Arizona Rattlers and the San Diego Strike Force, winning their last 5 games in a row trying to clinch another playoff spot. It would be their 27th playoff appearance in 30 seasons. My God, this franchise has been the most consistently dominant franchise in Arizona sports. But let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So the Rattlers get the ball, they kick it off, and after a 7-play, 6-minute drive on the Arizona 4-yard line, Devontae Merriweather picks off the pass, and the Arizona Rattlers get the ball back after about a 4-yard return. Rattlers make their way down the field, and with about 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, Isaiah Scott, a 7-yard touchdown from Drew Powell. It was actually as I was walking into the arena, because we were a little bit late, but they decided to be courteous and wait for us to show up to score their first points. Drew Powell gets a 2-point conversion, 8-0 Rattlers. Within 2 minutes, San Diego strikes right back on the board. It is 8-7. And then on the kickoff, San Diego puts it in between the uprights. They are awarded a deuce, and they take the lead 9-8. At about the 11.5-minute mark of the second quarter, Jamal Miles, a 7-yard reception, putting the Rattlers back up on top, 15-9. San Diego answers back with about 6 minutes to go, retaking the lead, making it 16-15. Then the Rattlers get the ball back. We're about a minute and 10 seconds later. Isaiah Scott, a 34-yard reception, giving the Arizona Rattlers the lead right back, 22-16. With about a minute left to go in the half, San Diego strikes back. They do miss the point after, however, tying the game at 22-all, and the Arizona Rattlers have one final possession to try to get the lead back heading into the second half. And a 5-play drive is capped off with a 1-yard rushing touchdown by Drew Powell. The Arizona Rattlers take a 29-22 lead into halftime. And honestly, the back and forth just kind of keeps going from there. 5 minutes into the second half, Jaeger Gardner, a 1-yard rushing touchdown. The point after is good, 36-22. And that was kind of the moment right there that no matter what happened, it felt like the Rattlers were going to win this game. That being said, the Strike Force, they didn't go away. They played a very solid game. Then after an 11-play, 8-minute drive, a very long drive with about a minute and 42 seconds to go in the third quarter, San Diego's right back on the board. The kick is no good. It is 36-28, and the Rattlers get the ball back. We're 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Jamal Miles, a 4-yard touchdown, making it 43-28. The Rattlers just continuing to hold on to this game. The Rattlers go for an onside kick. It is successful. They recover the ball, and then they make their way a little bit down the field. Then on a 2nd and 3, after a 10-yard reception for Isaiah Scott, the ball is fumbled away, and the San Diego Strike Force get the ball back. Then on the very next play, Dylan Winfrey at the 25-yard line picks it off, and the Rattlers get the ball right back. We're at 9 minutes and 48 seconds. Jamal Mile, an 11-yard reception. The lead gets extended to 50-28, and that would be all that was required to win the game, but we do have more scores to talk about. San Diego scores back-to-back touchdowns at 7:47 and 3:04, making it 50-42. The Rattlers get the ball back, and Jamal Miles with about 2 minutes to go in the game, a 9-yard reception. It's 57-42. San Diego with 50 seconds left, they would score another touchdown, making it 57-48. And that is your final. The Arizona Rattlers take care of business, making it 6 consecutive games in a row where they've won. They've also clinched a playoff spot for the 27th time in franchise history, and they've been in existence for 30 years. Looking at the individual numbers, Drew Powell, 17 for 23, 224 yards, 6 touchdowns to go along with 44 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. Ironically enough, the one rushing touchdown was for a yard. Drew Powell continuing to do Drew Powell things. Jaeger Gardner, 6 attempts, 10 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. I don't really know what's going on with Jaeger Gardner. Right, Jaeger Gardner seemed to be a bigger part of the offense at certain points of the season, but you know what? He's still contributing, and it's still good to have a dedicated running back. He also had 1 reception for 5 yards. Isaiah Scott, 7 receptions, 120 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, and then Jamal Miles, the ASU alum himself, 6 receptions, 56 yards, 4 receiving touchdowns, and Isaiah Houston with 3 receptions for 43 yards. Another really good game by the Arizona Rattlers receiving corps, and it is unreal that is our football team, and that is without Braxton Haley. On the defensive end of the ball, you do have a couple of notables, both Dylan Winfrey and former Defensive Player of the Year Devontae Merriweather each having interceptions. Jermaine Dobbs also had 4 pass breakups, including a really key one down towards the end zone, and then Ulrich Jones had himself a couple of pass breakups. One of them, he literally just blocked it. It was an absolutely phenomenal play. I think it was coming off of a flag the previous play. They go to drop back, throws the ball. This dude just throws his hand in the air and knocks that down. Ulrich Jones is probably one of the better defensive linemen I've seen play for the Rattlers in a while. And honestly, the Arizona Rattlers normally have very good linemen. And that'll do it for the Week 15 matchup between the San Diego Strike Force and your Arizona Rattlers. Next week is the final game before the Arizona Rattlers' final bye week of the season, a Week 16 matchup hosting the Massachusetts Pirates. That's going to be a rematch of the 2021 United Bowl. It's going to be a really exciting matchup on July 2nd, 2023. And then we will have just one more game of the regular season hosting the Northern Arizona Wranglers, but we will get to that later. Good game by the Rattlers, and I'll see y'all sometime next week.